everybody. Make sure you like the video. So, I want to start by saying this is probably one of my favorite movies so far to come out this year as well. And I gotta say that Solo Mio is actually a really good film. I wasn't sure what was going to happen in this movie because, look, as a fan of Kevin James, I have loved Kevin James ever since I was a kid. I mean, I loved watching King of Queens when I was younger. I loved seeing him in just various movies like Here Comes the Boom and Grown Ups and things like that. Wasn't a big fan of those Pop Blart films, but I do love Kevin James. I've always liked him. He's a surprisingly good actor, and he's a very funny dude, and he's a surprisingly good badass too. But going into this movie, I was like, I don't know, man. It is good to see Kevin James on the screen again. It is good to see Kevin James in theaters again. So I was like, I'm excited to see this. And something about the pictures just had me just thinking, like, wow, this might be different. I didn't see a trailer for the film. I don't even think I saw any marketing for this movie. But I saw a picture of Kevin James, and the movie says Solo Mio, and it's just a picture of him in a tux. He's holding flowers. I'm like, is this like a romantic comedy? What is this? And going into the film, I'm seeing pictures, and I'm like, man, I don't know. And then the movie starts, and he's at his wedding, and she doesn't come in. And that's when I'm like, is this a romantic comedy or a drama? And it seems to be a romantic drama in one. And it's a drama, but it's definitely more funny with some deep elements involved. Like there's some self identity after love topics, loneliness versus solitude, emotional independence, growth through discomfort. Like there's a lot of things that come in, and the whole time he's denying the fact that him and the woman he's supposed to marry, they really weren't compatible. And he, you know, rom-com fashion, he meets a woman who he gets along with. They are very fun together. They like to laugh with each other. The chemistry's great. Um, things like that. They both wanted the same things but never could get them. And you start to see like, man, you don't see the woman he was supposed to marry, but you still want him to marry this woman. It's so well done. The director did an incredible job of using Kevin James, because Kevin James, this might be my favorite performance I've ever seen him have. He's really good in this movie as far as just like being funny, but he's also not the funniest part of the movie. He's probably the funniest person there because he's Kevin James, but he's not the funny part of the movie. That's the cool twist about this film. He's the serious, more reserved, heartbroken person. So he's playing that role. There's still some funniness here and there, but it's everyone else around him that's the funny ones. He's the one that's struggling. He's the one that's grieving. And throughout the movie, you see his character go from depressed, doesn't understand what's going on, going through the emotional rediscovering of himself, to happy. Like this guy deserved to be happy. And that's something I liked. You actually cared about the character. You wanted to see him get something. You wanted to see him have a happy ending. And I will happily tell you guys that Solo Mio has a happy ending because the title of the film actually has a nice little relevance to itself. But I want people to see the movie to understand what Solo Mio means. And if you understand Italian, then you know what it means already. And so it's funny that the audience in the theater was happy. I was happy to see people in the theaters. Like I said, I've gone to the movies to see stuff recently, and there's been people in the theaters, and to see people in the theaters for Kevin James made me happy because, like I said, I love Kevin James. He's the only actor in this movie I know. I don't know anybody else in this film, like at all. And something I discovered: the film was shot completely in Italy on location, which really helped. It movie is shot like a painting sometimes, and shot on a $4 million budget at that. And I think the film just crossed 21 million at the box office. So the movie has made 5 times its budget. The movie is a success. In fact, it's a big success. 5 times its budget, that's a big success. And if it keeps making steady traction for a couple more weeks, it should actually do really well. It's already pretty profitable on a $4 million budget. So that's pretty good for the studio that made the film. I think it's like Angel Studios, something like that. So congratulations to them. Yeah, this movie just did me. I was happy to see. Well, one, I was happy to see a movie with this kind of romantic drama comedy style thing even being produced and released in theaters and doing well. So it kind of shows, hey man, rom coms done right on a fairly small budget might be able to revitalize the theater. I mean, they've been missing from theaters for a long time. Like Anyone But You was the first big rom com in theaters. That was what, 4 years ago now, and that, like, people were surprised, people were happy, people went to go see it, and even other stars thanked Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell for making it because they were like, I miss doing these. So it seems like the romantic comedy, romantic dramedy kind of style is going away, but people are asking for it back just based off of like certain things and certain like box office performances of recent movies in that category. So this could be a nice sign that romantic comedies could come back to theaters and people can go into theaters and just laugh and get some love in them. I think this is what people have been asking for. People want to see some love again. I'm with it. I want to see some love again in movies. I miss it. And I think something that I liked was there was a scene, and I'll probably land after this. There was a scene where they are talking about like how these two other couples that are involved in the film are still together based off of some things. And he was saying like me and her never had any of this. We had a perfect relationship. And then the reveal that like no relationship is perfect, and that hit me. That hit me like, you're right. No relationship is perfect, bro. Not even close. But the person who makes you want to do things, the person who makes you feel like you're in the room with them and you guys bicker at certain points, but you still love each other. You don't give up on each other. That is a beautiful message. I think the last few like romantic comedy dramedy type films that have come out recently with the materialist, which I'm still confused on that one, and now this one has given me this thought that like movies that are coming out are trying to tell people to stop being so delusional, stop being so unrealistic, stop being so unfair to people that you haven't even given a chance to yet. Because that perfect person might be the worst person for you, but that slightly less perfect person can really move mountains with you. And that happened in eternity. That happened in, as the materialist, like I said, it's like recent movies involving love or romance has had some of the most intriguing messages to the audience in a very, very long time. And like I said, I don't like to spoil the films, so I want you guys to see some of them. And I agree with Kevin James. I was gushing when he said, I said, yeah, please go see this. Go see this movie in theaters. This movie deserves your time if you like this kind of film, and it also deserves to be successful, which it already is. But I wouldn't hate it if it was like 8 times this budget. You know what I mean? Just to be like, damn, this movie was successful. Because this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Like I mentioned in my previous video, How to Make a Killing was is my favorite movie of the year. This one might be second. It's really right there, right behind it. But also, Send Help was good too. So I got some bangers under my belt for 2026 so far, and I'm hoping to have so many more by the end of the year. So with that being said, please go see Solo Mio. Also, I recommend you guys seeing it and I recommend you guys enjoying it because it is a very enjoyable thrill ride. Just sit back and watch and observe the story, observe the characters. And with that being said, I'm going to log out, signing off. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.